Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Steve and this is WilmerWoodWorks. We're going to jump right into this build. So I have a craft show coming up mid-November and I thought it would be pretty easy to batch out a few cutting boards. And actually it's a good idea. So if you have a lot of cutting boards that you're going to be doing, batching them out really does save you a lot of time because you're doing all the steps at the same time. So this way you have all your tools out. I've got all the glue, I've got all the clamps. So for these cutting boards, they're about 12.5 inches wide and about 19 to 20 inches long. I made them out of walnut, maple, and then walnut and cherry. And here you can see all 5 laid out. And after a 24-hour glue up, I'm just scraping all the excess glue off. And then I'll be running them through my surface planer. And here you can actually see I haven't cut these to size yet because I did pick up a good tip. If your planer is prone to snipe, a little divot that it leaves on the end, wait until you surface plane them all down before actually cutting them straight, and that little extra piece will just have that sacrificial snipe on it. And here I'm adding a juice groove because everybody loves juice grooves, and this jig really does make short work of it. So it simply uses some hanger bolts and some screw fasteners, and then it just clamps around, and then I just slowly lower the router bit and make several passes. And here now I'm doing the walnut. Everybody really seems to care for the walnut. I had some people see photos of these cutting boards that I had posted online when I was doing the prep, and actually I had pre-sold both walnut and maple, so now I only have the maple and cherry cutting boards to take to the show, but I think they'll still be a great hit because the contrast is a little slight. It's not as rich as the walnut, but I like the cherry. And if you are going to be making a lot of these, I would suggest putting this jig together for yourself just to save time and aggravation on laying everything out. For the first couple of cutting boards I made up, I didn't have this jig, and it did take me quite a while to center that juice groove. And here again, I'm just going to ride with my trim router around that entire jig, and then slowly lower the bit as I make additional passes. After sanding this, I did realize that the edges were a little bit sharp, so I just had a slight round over that I applied to all of the edges. And then of course, a whole bunch of sand. So here's another little layout jig that I made, and I actually made this on my laser engraver. It's very straightforward and simple. So here I'm just measuring the center of the board, and you can see I made this template off of some scrap plywood that I had, and it's hard to tell in the video here, but there is a centering line on there. I'll point it out right there, and I just make sure that aligns with the center line on the board. I'm just using some carpet tape. I'll put that down, and then I'll use a router with a guide bushing. So here's the bushing that I have, and then it just rides along that plywood and puts in the recessed handles. And everybody really seems to like these handles as well, so I think I'll continue to do these on my cutting boards. Alright, it's time to sand the handles on my cutting board, and I reached out to this company because I found that the last batch of cutting boards I made, oscillating triangular sander is going to be your favorite tool for sanding these handles. So this is EZRAC. They have 3 1/8 and I think 3 1/2 or 3 3/4 inch. And this is a multi-pack. So I'll have 180 grit. Let's see, what does this say? 60, 80, 120, 180, 240, and 320. And that is perfect for the cutting boards. I'm going to start her at a lower grit, maybe 120 or 80, clean up the routing marks, and then off to 240 and 320. So if you guys are interested in picking this up, I do have an affiliate link for this. I will leave below. You pick up a bundle. I mean, try it out. The only thing that I have noticed, and this is not fault of the sanding pads, it is the fault of my impatience, is I tend to stick too long in one location and I start to melt the corners of these tabs. So let's get the sanding. These sanding triangles really did help. I started to melt my pad again, so I think I will have to get a new mount for my oscillating sander, or oscillating tool that has a sanding pad, just to continue to do these. But yeah, it removes all the little router marks and any burn marks that may have come up. I even did use it a bit for the juice grooves, and it worked out fairly well. Here again, just more sanding. And here you can see I'm using that to clean up some of those router marks. You just have to be careful, because if you sit too long in one spot, you will start to flatten that groove. And then the moment of truth. You just pour that mineral oil in and let that board take as much as it can absorb. And you can definitely see that change. It's deep, rich colors now. And this was one of the two that I laser engraved their name on the side. And then the last thing to do was to apply the feet. And this was the second board that I had sold. So it's a very straightforward design. I think I'll try to do some more intricate end grain boards instead of edge grain. Oh, and here's the feet that I found on Amazon. It just helps it sit on a counter without having to worry about any issues. And they're straightforward. I didn't even pre-drill for these just because that center punch made enough of a divot in the wood to allow for that screw. Well, I know this is a very down and dirty quick video, but we just got hit by Hurricane Milton and I am still without power. But I did want to continue to post some content. So thanks for watching. I am Steve, and if you want, feel free to check out some of my other videos, and until next time.